Good afternoon and good evening, family and friends. We are back again. I'm going to give you guys a little something today. And some of it's going to sound like conspiracy theory stuff, but in all honesty, this is like when I say follow the money, you got to look at things and you got to find the why, the real why. Now, people can tell you a reason for doing things, but that's not always accurate, and it's not always the truth, okay? Sometimes the right hand doesn't want the left hand to know what it's doing, okay? Now, I'm going to talk about because it's a big deal, the shipwreck that got, 2 missiles, or the survivors that were clinging to the craft after it got hit, and then they shot a second missile, and they're talking about it might be war crimes, blah, 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 blah. So I was really thinking about it. I was like, why are they so focused on it? Is it really because of the drugs? Because if it is, I thought that the whole reason that ICE got all this extra money is because the borders were secure. The borders were secure. We've cracked immigration. We've cracked the code. They built the wall. They did all these things. What is this boat? How is this boat getting, how are these drug runners getting through if the border is secure, if ICE is doing their job, if Homeland Security, if they're all doing such a bang-up good job, why are they worried about these little boats? So I got to thinking about that. And I understand that the current administration, they want a regime change in Venezuela, okay? That much we all know. We know that that Trump doesn't get along with all the Venezuelans, and there are some that he supports and there are others that he doesn't. So, have you guys ever seen a movie or a TV show like Blue Bloods or NYPD or whatever, any of those cop shows, right? Where when the cop has a CI or a confidential informant, and the confidential informant says, is a drug dealer, okay? And what he does is he says, hey, I'm going to give you the information for all my opposition, for all my enemy drug dealers. And in exchange, I'm going to give you information. You're going to get to make these arrests, and I'm getting rid of my competition. What if that is a similar situation of what's going on in Venezuela? Because if you tell me that these little 5-man and 8-man boats are the drug problem in America, from these little boats, and you're telling me that it's not from trucks, that, tractor trailers or trucks or RVs that can carry 10 times as much cargo as these little boats. You're telling me these little boats are the problem, but not the stuff that comes in through bus, truck, train, backpack, planes flying in. You're telling me that none of that's, it's all from these little tiny boats. That's what the problem is. Like, that doesn't compute to me. That doesn't make sense. So that's why I was thinking, well, what would be the purpose of focusing on these boats, and you're not highlighting any other means of transportation of illegal substances, whether it's car, truck, train, airplane, bus? None of those are important. Just these little boats. Why does this administration have such a hard-on for these boats? And I thought, is it possible? Just possible. Is it possible that these are the competition for the Venezuelans that Trump supports? And they're saying, hey, these guys have a shipment going out. Eliminate the men. You're eliminating my competition, and the extra drug money I make, we're going to find a way to funnel foreign money into your campaigns. I'm not saying that that's what's happening, but I'm saying, does that make more sense or any sense compared to these little boats, these little rinky-dink 8-man boats are the big drug problem, but trucks, buses, RVs, airplanes, none of those are a big problem, but these little boats are. Just, that's what I'm saying. Like, does that make sense? Anyway, I just thought I'd give my little 2 cents on that. And thank you guys for watching my video. And y'all have a good afternoon.